On the chart like a priest in the zone, praying to the wicks and the candles tone, sipping that slippage, feeling that FOMO, portfolio flex like it's holy promo, sacrifice fiat, selling the pump, altars of alpha, wallets get plump, lunar eclipse, my stop loss missed, and I'm baptized in that bullish bliss. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains, light up the sky, burn off our chains. Bring us the gains. Eyes wide shut, undivine with the play, spirit in sync with the market's phase. Confluence hit, I go full send. Lambo dreams that never end. Fibonacci carved in stone, sacred trend lines, bullish tone. Chart prime whispers in my ear. Take the trade, release the fear. Burn the down, cleanse the wick. Let the dip be real quick. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains. The bulls break all our chains. To the moon with crypto flames. Oh moon gods, bring us the gain. Eyes on the chart like a priest in the zone, praying to the wicks and the candles tone, sipping that slippage, feeling that FOMO, portfolio flex like it's holy promo, sacrifice fiat, summon the pump, altars of alpha, wallets get plump, lunar eclipse, my stop loss missed, now I'm baptized in that bullish bliss. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains, let the bulls break all our chains. To the moon with crypto flames. Oh moon gods, bring us the gain.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows.
Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts Thursday or Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Piper Academy Network, hosted by yours truly, Lunar Beaches Crypto. Thank you all for joining me. Let's get this week on the road. We got a lot to go over, a little bit to go over. We do have our This Week Tonight segment to start us off, and then we'll get into the charts and get into the data, and we'll see how we are faring for the week ahead. So, hope you all had an amazing weekend, and I mean, I had a great weekend. It was pretty nice weekend. Got some balls rolling on some stuff in the personal life. Going to be starting multiple businesses. Got to generate some more cash flow so I can buy more Bitcoin. So that's what I'm doing. You know, that's what we got to do, especially when we have a bullish altcoin market. Are altcoins about to move? We'll take a look at that. Take a look at the stock market. You know, we do the typical. It's Macro Monday. We'll go over all the macro analysis. I need to be a little brighter. What's up? All right, so let's just go ahead and get into the good stuff. It is this week tonight, and let's get it started. Boom. Oh, boom. This week tonight. All right, guys. So, are you ready? Bingo and a bango. Oh, can't talk to chat yet. We got to do this week tonight, and then we'll get to you guys, okay? I love y'all. All right. This week tonight, guys. Let's do it. Let's get it done. All right, guys. So, welcome to This Week Tonight, the only segment where we recap the macro while pretending the world isn't held together by duct tape and Jerome Powell's LinkedIn resume. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, right? Speaking of Powell, so what happened last week? The economy added a lot of jobs, probably too many. Inflation, still annoyingly present. And Powell, still looking like a guy who ordered a soft landing and got turbulence with the side of recession instead. I do not envy that man, but because, you know, he's got to be staring at the numbers like, did I do that? Did I do that? But this week's main event is CPI Wednesday. So yes, it's time for everyone's favorite game show. Will the Fed cut before the sun dies? We have about 13 billion years, or 3 billion years, 3 billion years, I think, until we have to worry about the sun engulfing the earth. I think we'll be all right. But markets are praying for a cool print. But don't worry, core CPI is expected to rise slightly because nothing says we're winning like less progress than a congressional hearing. Yes, indeed. Moving on, welcome to the Macro Deli, where everything is undercooked and comes with a side of stagflation. Wednesday, CPI platter available in core, monthly, and year over year. Thursday, we'll be serving up the PPI with a sprinkle of jobless claims. And then Friday, we have consumer sentiment, now made with 30% more doom. So, hey, sounds tasty to me. What do you guys think? So, is this week bullish or bullish? Scheist. Well, it's bullish if CPI cools, the PPI backs it up, and consumers pretend things are okay. Bullshiza if the CPI is hot, Powell blinks, and altcoins keep doing their best impression of Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster. Who remembers Blockbuster? Blockbuster was a great place. I remember those days of going to the Blockbuster, but now it's like an old relic. I think there's one left somewhere in like Oregon or something. Not really sure. But we'll see how everything prints this week and whether or not markets will be bullish or bearish. Oh, wait, that's not the right one. There we go. Bitcoin is currently hovering over $105,600 because apparently it is too tired. It too is tired of real world drama and just wants to vibe. Exactly. New 9:17 p.m. Price dropped under 101K last week, but bounced like a champ off 100K. Because in crypto, round numbers are support zones and lifestyle choices. I guess we skipped. Did you skip over? I guess it skipped over my my whole. I had a whole segment for the feud, but I guess it skipped over the feud. But it seems like this feud might be cooling off. I'm not really sure that they're still kind of, I don't know. It seems like Elon is trying to get those Epstein files released, and it seems like Trump is just wanting to dump Elon like a crazy ex-girlfriend is more like it. That was off the top of the dome. That wasn't in the script. Where are we at now? Altcoin season? Well, let's check the wheel. And it lands on try again later. Just like your last 12 trades. Well, we'll have more on the altcoin market in tonight's stream. But next we have this is our market mood forecast. So CPI cools. We'll have sunshine, hopium, and TikTok traders thriving. Speaking of TikTok, I went on the Tiki-Tac. I went on crypto TikTok today. Spent about 10 to 15 minutes just scrolling on crypto TikTok and realized it's a hot piece of garbage. Do not get your anything from crypto TikTok. I didn't nope. It was all a bunch of moon boys and people trying to tell you how to find the secret meme coins to dump your money into. Yeah, because that'll work. Now, a flat CPI means meh. Price will chop. Might be a little confusion. Maybe a little bit of sprinkles. We'll see. And if the CPI runs hot, thunderstorm of cope and liquidity traps. So, we got to be careful. Just remember to bring an umbrella or a stop loss. Now, this week's wild cards, we've got Trump and Elon beefing like it's a WWE crossover episode. Oil creeping back up because why not add gas to inflation, right? Ukraine tensions, those are still a thing. And of course, the Fed watching CPI like it's a hostage negotiation. But that's this week in macro. CPI is coming in hot, maybe. Powell's coming in nervous. Yep. And Bitcoin is holding on like it just read your tweets. So stick around. We've got charts, trades, and probably some yelling. Let's get mad. Thank you all for joining me. That's your last week and this week's roundup. This week, tonight. Hope you all enjoyed that. I saw my name mentioned. Maybe. I thought I did. Maybe not. But let's go ahead and bring up the madhouse. What's going on, everybody? How are you all doing this evening? Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Alexandra G. Hope you had a great weekend, especially over there in the California IA. I see a lot of stuff is going on over there. So hopefully you are safe and stay safe. It looks like you are safe because you are in the chat. But the sentiment still remains. Stay safe. I saw the National Guard was deployed in California, so crazy stuff going on. People protesting over illegal immigrants being deported. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't know if that's a hill that I would be willing to riot over or die on. Good evening, Jeanette. Hope you're doing well. Jesse, good luck. Good morning. Good morning to you, Jesse. Thank you for being here. As always, Congrats, David. Thank you, Alexander G. Bingo and a bango. Trade intuition in the house. What's going on? Tia Joe. Hey, LBC. Think we're going up? We'll get into it. We've got some stuff that we've got to be doing. Okay. Good morning, Crypto Bully 777. Family video. We had no Blockbuster. Family video, huh? We had Blockbuster, but once that was like kind of starting to phase out ish, it was towards the end of the days. I remember this place. I think it was called Take Two. It was another VHS DVD rental place, just like Blockbuster. But yeah, it didn't survive either. I still remember the days when Netflix was a DVD service, not a streaming service. And you would get DVDs in the mail, and you would have to return the DVDs if you wanted to get more DVDs. And then they got into gaming, and then they got into streaming. So there you go. Peaceful protests are okay. Rioting is not. Yep. Thank you, David. I'm good out here. That's good, Alexander G. So yeah. Thank you all for joining. Let's go ahead and hop on over to the charts. Taking a look here at the Bitcoin chart. Let's just go ahead and I think I've been trying to figure out the wave count on this, and I might have figured it out. But I'm still a little bit uncertain. But just know that in a flat correction such as this, I did some reading over the weekend on Elliott wave theory to kind of sprucing myself up a little bit. In a flat correction such as this, give me something. I guess I'll just stick with the yellow. Maybe I'll change this to white. So in a flat correction, you can actually have a 5-wave structure where wave 4 does go into the territory of wave 1. So remember that. And it's not really impulsive. Wave 3 isn't too extended. And if we just take from highs to lows and from where they break down from, so you see this last high before you break down, pretty much it's exactly the same move. And then from this high down, it's pretty much the exact same move. So it's almost the exact same move all the way down, with the third wave being a little bit longer. But if you go from the last high before the push, before the break below the 1, and you let go by the last high before the big plunge down, they're all essentially the same in size. So that could mean that this was an expanded flat, of course, obviously, but it's a super expanded B wave because of how bullish people got. So it's an overextended B wave, really, and that's probably why we got the 5 waves down instead of just an ABC down. So the B wave of a corrective ABC, the B wave of a flat correction will break prior highs to induce longs and to trap late longs at the highs. So that is exactly what we got here. And then it'll run down the range and take out the lower end of the range. So now what I am looking for us to really flip bullish is to flip the 4th wave here at about 106,900. We'll call it 107. So I want to get above 107K and show some strength above that level. Now we could see a little bit of a flash crash to kind of take out these lows before coming up. So just be aware of that. Be wary of that. So but this could just be a leading diagonal that breaks higher as well. The main thing is if we do get a dip, which is very possible when you get built up liquidity like this over a weekend, we'll just look for it to come down and try and hold some support and then push higher. And the main thing is, again, getting above that wave 4 and staying above it. If we can do that, and let's just say it does something like this, okay? That might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So I'm just looking here on, this is the 4 hour. I want to see on the lower time frames, like the 15 or the 1 hour, start seeing some impulsive price action. Now this does look a little impulsive. We did get a nice V-shaped recovery out of here. And really the only thing that we need to complete the V-shaped recovery is to take out that 4th wave. Now, a perfect example of this is the altcoin market. We have the total 2 over here looking super bullish to me. What do we have? We have a total 2 that has broken prior resistance. So first we break this downward resistance, right? Then we break this high in here, get a breakout, and then we get the OC retest of the breakout. And now we just wait to see if we can get the break above this downwards trend and get a retest. And then this thing will likely be off and away. We also do have some coiling up in here. Some consolidation, kind of looking very bull flaggy in here. And if we just take a measured move, I'll just take it from there to here. Now if we do the conservative, that would get us above that trend. If we go from the breakout, where the breakout might be, that would also get us above the trend. And that could be the start of our 3rd wave, with this being wave 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, maybe up to that $2 trillion psychological level. And that would bring us to new all-time highs for the altcoin market as a whole. So this is your total 2. What's going on, Wick 589? Thank you for being here, Wickety Wick Fresh. RMT, what's going on? LBC only. Doll. Wait, Mike, wifey says all sodas are terrible, but that if she had to drink anything, it would be Barks. I love Barks. What's going on, all set? Hope you're doing well. Mike lies. It's Baja Blast or death. What are y'all talking about? Code Red is king and you know it. I remember Code Red. Back when Mountain Dew only had one flavor and dirt was just being invented. What are y'all talking about? Y'all are amazing. Thank you for being here, Retro Mike Tech. Melissa, one love. I'm talking to my dad now. What are y'all talking? Oh, is he over in California? Wifey says, yep. He is in Los Angeles. He was scared to go out today. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Lagging? We shouldn't be lagging. I refreshed. End. Not on my end. Aunt. So, good night, Wick. All right, wifey's sleeping. Noit, good night, my friend. Go make sure she doesn't say anything too crazy in her sleep. All right, but be careful. I would listen. Because whatever she says in her sleep, that might be her. That might be her real feelings. XRP will never go to 589. No, I was talking to my keyboard and it didn't understand me. There you go. I'm your auntie Jesse. Auntie Alexandra G. So yep, that would be the start of the next wave, I do believe. Doing 1, 2. This is just a nice giant wave. 3, 4, and then 5. We're gonna hit up to a $10 trillion market cap. Probably not. Maybe a $5 trillion market cap for the altcoin market. We'll see. But things are definitely looking good. Things are looking good in my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion, but I think this is looking pretty good. Now that doesn't mean the altcoins won't come down a little bit, if not even lower. But as of right now, we did get the breakout above the high and then a perfect back test and a bounce. And now we just got to break this downwards trending resistance, get above that, and I think we are looking pretty solid. Go ahead and take a look at our USDT dominance. Trying to hold up price. It looks like it came up to previous support and that acted as resistance. So let me go ahead and extend this out like this. All right, so that acted as resistance. Now we want to see the USDT dominance fall because that means that the USDT is going into our assets. So let's break this little tiny uptrend that we're trying to create here. Let's make it a bear flag and let's just break this thing down even further. Okay, let's break it down even further. Get that breakdown in the USDT dominant and we'll be looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Dixie. Our Dixie is still kind of holding up, trying to hold that 99. It did dip down to below 98 and 97.929. So we would like to see the dollar dominance continue to make a push to the downside for our assets to continue to the downside or upside. So kind of inverse correlated there on the dollar. And I need to redo this chart because it's just looking ugly. Just looks pretty ugly. Yeah, this doesn't look good at all. It's just one giant bear flag. It tried to come back into the previous range. Ain't no way it's gonna fall that far. Is there? Is there a way it's gonna fall that far? I mean, I guess it's possible. We do have some lows down in here that it could come down and take out. Drop down to the 86s. I don't think that would be good for us at all. If we do the more conservative version, we could see it drop down to the mid 90s. And that would be a-okay. Now, it's not like we haven't survived lower than that before. But you can see this was our 2020, 2021 bull market. This was our 2017, 2018 bull market, and that's just when it's falling. It's falling. This was our 2022 to 23 run up. Then we went sideways for forever, and this was our most recent run up with maybe another leg to go to continue the run up in assets and the run down in the Dixie. Now, we can take a look at what the Dixie is paired against to try and get a little bit of an idea of how the Dixie may fare coming up this week. This is the Aussie dollar. It needs to break out above this downtrending resistance, or at least start pushing up towards it. That would help bring the dollar down. The euro is looking kind of bullish, getting a breakout above these highs and holding price and consolidating above that level. So if that can start getting another push to the upside, the euro makes over 50% of the Dixie. So if that gets going, then that would absolutely bring the Dixie down. The British pound is also looking pretty bullish as well. Breaking these highs, got a nice consolidation, and then starting to push to the upside. We've got that high there. We've got these highs here. Let's see this thing really start to push to the upside. Why would we want this? Am I inverted? We want this to push to the upside, but why would making it go to the upside? Why would that be bullish for the British pound? Not sure. We've got the USD CAD. We want to see this one break down because it's USD versus the Canadian dollar. So we want to see it break down. This is its price in dollar. Okay, I got you. I don't know why I just had a brain fart right there. Probably because I'm just, who knows? Because it's consolidating, in my opinion. Now, this looks like it's about to ready to collapse, which is good. That means if we invert this, because it is USD versus the Canadian dollar instead of the Canadian dollar versus the USD, that would be bullish for the Canadian dollar and bearish for the USD. And it does look like it's come down, it's swept lows, is coming back up into this range and trying to push higher. So that is looking good there. And same for the Japanese yen. Trying to get that break finally above these highs here. If the Japanese yen can get a break above those highs, then the dollar will continue to fall. Going back over to crypto, let's take a look at our Bitcoin dominance, which saw inverted again. Oop, there we go. Let's go to the weekly. We saw a pretty flat week last week, but more buying than selling on Bitcoin, of course, because we did see a nice little move up last week. So, brain fart, yep. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance 64.65%. We still have the potential to come up to this upwards resistance before it does break down. So we shall see. We shall see if it'll make the push with or without the altcoins. Even if it makes a push and the altcoins kind of follow up with it, but they don't like do any extravagant moves, especially if it's mostly just like outliers and not the general altcoin market. Then that'll make it easier for Bitcoin to gain in dominance. Now it is coming up on a key level of resistance that I've had marked off for quite some time. Not quite sure what that is. It's some kind of that's the 786 essentially, 786. So with this being more the platinum pocket up here, and this is where we have dropped the last couple of cycles, is from that gray zone just above 60-70%. So will Bitcoin get up there? We shall see. Take a look at our ES, see how we are starting the week here. Make sure I'm on the electronic. Yep. All right, how did we start the week? Where is the start of the week? There we go, right here. So we're starting the week down. However, well, let's see. We did get a sweep of the high here. This was the Thursday high. Got a sweep of that on Friday. Then consolidated the rest of the day. This could be trying to form some kind of triangle in here, potentially. I don't know that I really like that. Looks kind of ugly. Need a bit more data here for the S&P 500. I think we can go ahead and get rid of that. It's not on the table. So this is what I'm wanting to see from the altcoin market, is the break above and then the continuation. But this is actually looking pretty good. Keep holding this up. There we go. Now these can break down. So what we want to see is we want to see this thing break up, back test, hold, and then go. And I do think we will come up and take out these highs because they're equal highs. So I do believe that we're getting ready for another push to the upside. Now, I did say that Bitcoin, about a month ago, I said Bitcoin likely will not create a new all-time high until after the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones create new all-time highs. But Bitcoin went on to create a new all-time high. But it struggled since then because we didn't have the macro doing the same thing, I think. So we really need to see the S&P and the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones all make their own moves, breaking highs. And then, yeah, which they all look like they're poised to do. And if you get that, markets really start to become more bullish. And then, yeah, it's looking, yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good on the major indices. They're all putting in the work. Now this one still needs to break this high over here at 43,087 on the Dow Jones. So, but still looking pretty good. Now Tesla took a little bit of a hit last week for reasons. I wonder what those reasons were. But yeah, Tesla took a little bit of a hit last week, getting that back test. Now it did close below that level, so I don't know. It might be a little cautious with the Tesla. Okay, Tesla. Our bonds, which you can't really see because I'm in the way, but our bonds, our 2 is over 4% at 4.01, and our 10 is at 4.498. That is just below a 50-point spread. Now, over a 50-point spread for an extended period of time would lead us to a recession, most likely, because it pretty much almost always has. Time to buy some Tesla, maybe? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe that was the whole plan last week, was to just bomb out the Tesla price so they could buy some more. Who knows? Or maybe they could try to get some people to sell so that they could buy. But this could be a leading diagonal. So it might do something like this. So just be aware of that. And we might see a leading diagonal that leads to a breakout, but there could be a little more downside to go. Especially, we do have some relatively equal lows right here. Tesla, relatively equal lows right here, so it could come down, take those out, and then continue to the upside. So, and stocks like to play patterns way more than crypto does, I'll tell you that much. So being on the lookout for Tesla to potentially make a move Now the big boss of them all, we got Nvidia looking as bullish as ever, getting a nice break of the downwards trend. Okay, nice break of the downwards trend. Now this could come back and do a back test. We do have a little bit of a gap here on price. If I can click the daggum rectangle right here, make this bright and yellow so we can see it right there. Close this. So we do have a nice little gap there that might come down and revisit, maybe. And if it does, I think that would be a nice buying opportunity, especially if it comes down, hits that support, that previous resistance, turn it into support and get a bounce. Nvidia might be a good buy. Remember, nothing on this channel is financial advice, okay? Now let's take a look at our Russell 2000. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Man, I really wish it would have come down and ran those equal lows, but we do have the equal highs, and we did come down back into demand and got a big bounce off of that. So now we just want to see a continuation with our price, and right now we did get above the high. We did close the week above this previous high, so that is good news for the Russell. So let's just go ahead and keep pumping that Russell up and showing that the market is risk off. That would be absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Well, that's the show, guys. Thank you all for coming by. No. Sam just talking to my keyboard of my same. So anyways, how was your guys' this weekend? How are you doing? You doing well? Take a look at the Bitcoin market cap, sitting at $2.1 trillion, trying to get another break to the upside. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin from a macro view. I don't know. We might not get this, man. This thing might just keep on rocking. Let's just let's pick a different chart. Clean chart. That's not a clean chart. Remove those drawings. All right. So weekly, actually, the index isn't good for macro-ish. So we did get a nice doji. Is that a doji? I think that's called a doji. Nice doji candle here. Typically that can turn more bullish. We did get a little bit of a bearish divergence here, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I mean, that's just a nice sweep of the lows. The only thing that I'm really concerned, that I would be concerned about potentially, this is a 5-way move though, so it makes it less likely, but potentially still just doing an ABC and coming down into this demand zone over here. So that is still in the cards. So would not be surprised to see that at all. And of course, if we are to have an extended correction, which I still don't think is likely, then we could see further downside like this. This is not the likely scenario to me. I do not believe this is the likely scenario at all, but I could be wrong. Looks like it's rolling over. I mean, it's the start of the week. It always looks like it's rolling over at the start of the week. You gotta get off those lower time frames, Jesse. Cause not really rolling over. still in a nice parallel channel, and like I said, we could just take out the weekend lows and then continue to push to the upside. Now, with the economic data coming in this week, if this core inflation rate comes in lower, year over year, especially if that comes in lower, then hey man, markets might fly. GDP month over month last month was minus 0.1%. Not good. But if actually that's the forecast. The prior was 0.2%. The forecast is minus 0.1%, so a contraction in our GDP, which is not good. But would be a potential reason for a cut. Now that is the UK, it's the United Kingdom. They don't count. PPI month over month 0.2%, minus 0.5% on our prior. This is the producer price index for the final demand, measures month over month changes in the price for commodities sold for personal consumption, capital investment, government, and export. It is composed of 6 main price indexes: final demand goods, which includes food and energy; final demand trade services; final demand transportation and warehousing services; final demand. This is all about your demand. So we want to see the demand to continue to come down, because that is what the Fed wants. The Fed wants demand to come down. We want the PPI to come in lower than forecast, or at least hit the forecast. But we want to see that come down. And we want the consumer sentiment to continue to be to the upside. We do want the consumer sentiment to continue to be to the upside, even though that is counterintuitive to our demand. But if our consumers are more willing to spend money, that means they are looking to be more risk off. So it's really a mixed bag of all this stuff. I do not envy Fed Chair Powell or the Fed at all, because this data is just so all over the place. It's a really mixed bag. And I think they're doing the right thing by keeping rates where they are. I don't think they need to cut rates yet. I don't care. I know my bags will pump if they start cutting rates. But to me, I've been saying it for 3 years at this, two or 3 years at this point, where the Fed, whenever they started raising rates, that's pretty much when I started sounding the alarm bells, or at least raising the consciousness of people when it comes to the Fed rate cuts, and how Fed rate cuts, when they start to happen, you tend to get a bullish move to the upside, but then it eventually rolls over, because the Fed rate cut will be seen as super bullish by dumb money like us, and that will be a good opportunity, or great opportunity, for institutions to start selling off, especially if they bought off of this most recent dip. Maybe not especially, but just saying. I'm not on the lower time frame. Long term is going up. Yeah, I'm really, so again, it's easy to say, but as long as we hold demand really from where the impulse really started getting going here, we can come all the way down here, all the way down here. We can make our way down there somehow, and we could still continue to the upside, just like we have done the past few years, where we just go sideways for an extended period of time. We get a nice running flat where we come up short of taking out the low here, and we continue to the upside. So that's the other possibility. So I think we have think the two most likely outcomes is we do this, which is my second most likely, or we just continue to push to the upside, which at the moment right now is my most likely scenario. Now, if we start to break down, obviously, then I will start be looking for more downside and more of a running flat correction, and then another push to the upside. So let's back this up a little more so we can see. So this is just essentially, it would just be the same thing that we've been doing for the past few years. It's just a nice breakout and then a nice 6-month consolidation. Breakout, 6-month, 7-month consolidation, right? Breakout, 6-month consolidation, like just stair stepping. And this is typical of institutional activity, okay? That's the whole thing, man. This is especially considering that Bitcoin is math. It's not magic. It runs off of, and nothing changes about it. Nothing changes about the code. So institutions, if they're smart enough and they understand that, then they know, okay, we break out, I can start taking some profit. We start to consolidate more, break out, start taking some profit, consolidate more, break out, start taking some profit, consolidate more, break out. I mean, and just stair step. And then eventually come down and wipe it all out. All the way down to 10K. Now, I don't know if that'll happen, but hey, never know. Never know. I doubt it, but you never know. Not unless Sailor started selling a whole bunch of Bitcoin. But we shall see. Any movers at the moment? ICX kind of getting a little bit of a pump right now. Looking pretty good. It is up 9.87% on the day. We can go ahead and take a look at some crypto bubbles, see what we're looking like over here. Really liking your thought process of possible price movement. I completely agree. Now let's see if we're right. There we go. We've got white minus 13.5%. I'm still 1 through 100. Yep. ICP up 6.9%. Kaya plus 14.2%. No idea what this is. SPX. What is that? Like the S&P 500 meme token? Let's see. Anything really sticking out? Nothing really. Ooh, Flare is getting a little bit of a move. Okay. Go to the weekly. How'd we do on the weekly? AB, whatever that is, was up 35%. Sky up 10%. ICP was up 14%. Trump coin minus 8%. They're doing something with the World Liberty Fi's doing something, creating a wallet. Something's going on with them. Don't really care. Don't really care. I'm not invested at all. Quant plus 10.7% on the week. Top gainers 500 to 600. What do we got here? Whoa. All right, calm down, Vice. Vice and Tag, whatever these are, plus 277%, and Tag plus 357%. PayPay meme, PayPay coin. It must be a separate PayPay. Pepe, Vader. Look at that. This is just a bunch of meme coins and a bunch of DeFi garbage. Good luck. Throw a dart, and you'll be all right. Let's go to Coinbase. And let's do, okay, this is just everything on Coinbase. So for the last week, we can see biggest mover was TRB on the gains. Oh, nope, it was Pirate. I bet, have you heard of TRB? Those that know, know. Shout out to the OGs and the Otta gang. Yo, pub professor, pew pew. Sailor ain't selling. That's a wish and a dream, for real, for real. Kaya, what's going on, Professor Prof? What's going on, lasers? Pew 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 pew. What's going on? Jesus saves. God bless. Jesus saves. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate all of you for joining the stream this evening. Taylor, does Jesse not know the TRB meme? Jesse, you're in the Otter Gang. How do you not know about the TRB meme? Whatever this pirate is, it's got some moves going. Thank you for sharing those, Alexander G. Let's see. Got to check into this pirate. See what that's going on. See what's going on with all of that. The monthly, it just went away. It didn't exist. It must be new. ETHFi. Wow, most stuff on Coinbase has been absolute destroyed the past month. The last week hasn't even really been that great either. What about what's something that's got more degen stuff on it? MEXC. A little bit more green on there. Let's go to the month. And a lot of red. Launch coin launched 2600%. Jeez Louise. Like a flock of flame. Binance. We've got TRB up. TRB is up 35% on the month. Wow. What's going on, TRB? So pretty much everything's a little bit flat. You're starting to see some movement in the altcoin market, just a little bit. But yeah. TRB, USD. I gotta keep up with so many. It's a meme. You don't have to keep up with it. It's just a meme. It's an Otter Gang meme. Those that know. So disappointed with this cycle. I'm supposed to be picking out my Lambo color by now, but I'm only picking what flavor ramen to eat. Shout out to you, Trade Intuition. Yeah, I mean, it's because institutions came in and they said they want Bitcoin, but not really. I think it's just, I think everything is just I think it's taking a lot longer for things to really work themselves out, because we have institutional money, institutional activity coming into the game. We have XRP ETFs that have already launched. Those are futures ETFs. Still waiting on some spot. We've got Solana ETFs coming in. We have I mean, they're trying to do spot and futures too, I believe. Ethereum's ETFs. I mean, things are moving. We just, money's got to start flowing into the market. And this might be the last hurrah for most altcoins. It probably will be. I think a lot of winners and losers will be picked this cycle. We shall see if they haven't already been picked. Because we know there's a lot of insider trading in crypto. It's just how it is. But eventually we'll get the washout. We have the stablecoin regulation coming, the Genius Act, which I think will greatly benefit the crypto market, get more liquidity coming into the crypto market with that act. So once that gets passed, that'll be looking good. I'll be looking at stuff that has to do with stablecoins. That's why I'm still a big believer in CRV. Just full disclosure, I've told you guys before, I own CRV. I am a fan of CRV, and I think it will do well, especially in the stablecoin business. So anything that really has to do with stablecoins, I think was a solid bet. Speaking of stablecoins, take a look at Circle real quick, see how that's looking over here. This is the daily chart. Let's go to the 1 hour. So we can see, I mean, we don't really have a whole lot of data as of yet because it did just come out, start trading on Thursday. So looks like it's trying to roll over. We do have a little bit of a gap here that can come down into. Go down to the 10. Just completely bottoming out an oscillator, but really not a whole lot of data here. But I think if it falls below 100, it might be a good buy. I don't know. I really don't know. Come back here tomorrow morning from the morning market report with Piper, and I'm sure he'll give you the DL on the circle. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for Macro Monday. Buying and holding is the way to go, but only coins that have longevity. Yeah, I mean, but the question is, what coins have longevity? Just out for the old man's midnight pee. Thank you for stopping by, Dutch. I do appreciate you, brother. Don't forget to hit that like button. Everybody, on your way out, I do appreciate each and every single one of you for joining me. I hope you all had an amazing weekend, and I hope you all have a fantastic week ahead. We will be back tomorrow with TA Tuesday. I'll try to think of something to go over for TA Tuesday that will help you in your trading journey for the traders out there. XRP, let me look at XRP real quick. Actually, I'll just say I'm bullish. I'm bullish on XRP. I'm bullish. I'm in 3 longs right now, swing longs. Okay, just for transparency, that is XRP, HBAR, and SWI. So I'm in 3 swing longs on those 3, ready for them to go. So, but yeah, that's it. RS Miller, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. And yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for joining. I do appreciate each and every single last one of you. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button on your way out and hitting that subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to come back tomorrow. We should have BC Port Corp back for Good Morning Crypto. We'll have Piper and hopefully OC guy, hopefully both Piper and OC guy for the morning market report, and then OC guy for trading with OC in the evening, and then we'll be right back here for another Markets After Dark. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep, and I will catch you all tomorrow night. Mad love. Peace out. Moon gods, bring us those gains. See you guys later. Good night.
On the chart like a beast in the zone, praying to the wicks and the candles tone, sipping that slippage, feeling that FOMO, portfolio flex like it's holy promo, sacrifice fiat, selling the pump, altars of alpha, wallets get plump, lunar eclipse, my stop loss missed, and I'm baptized in that bullish bliss. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains, light up the sky, burn off our chains. Us the gains. Eyes wide shut, undivine with the play, spirit in sync with the market's phase. Confluence hit, I go full send. Lambo dreams that never end. Fibonacci carved in stone, sacred trend lines, bullish tone. Chart prime whispers in my ear. Take the trade, release the fear. Burn the down, cleanse the wick. Let the din be real quick. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains. Gains, the bulls bring all our chains to the moon with crypto flames. zone, sipping that slippage, feeling that FOMO. Portfolio flex like it's early promo. Sacrifice fiat, summon the pump. Objects of the alpha, whales get plump. Lunar eclipse, my stop loss missed. Now I'm baptized in that bullish bliss. Oh moon,